Okay. Yay. Okay. I gotta clean my glasses. Unfortunately, I'm about 3 miles out or a mile out from anywhere that I could clean my glasses at. Morning, everybody. I finally got at least one thing on YouTube to work properly, and we will see what is. Follow the community guidelines. That's like 94 pages worth, and most of it's just don't do obvious things. Don't use slurs. Don't call for violence. Don't do crimes. And people still can't follow those, which I find weird. Hey, you know something else weird? When you are the country with the most blood-stained hands in the Middle East, with more baby graves at your feet than anyone else, and you call the one that had nuclear power plants the bullies. That's... damn, I ain't even got a joke for that one. That's just wild, man. Anyway, at least now I don't have to upload 25 little short content things like I did yesterday. I have a little bit of the ADHD, so unfortunately, those videos were a little bit hard to follow. I've already been a decent distance along on my way to work. We'd be on New Harley Road for the most part. And we will be live streaming on Twitch tonight. I just haven't decided if it's going to be Last of Us, as one of my subscribers that I know IRL had suggested, because she would like to see me do the Last of Us hard mode or the hardest setting and try to beat both games. Honestly, I love The Last of Us, so as long as I don't get stuck on a particularly, puzzle, I should be able to do it. I do enjoy the plot line. I just hate the... Ooh, toy. I did not plant any of these things for the record. If I find something cool, I just sort of pick it up. Occasionally, I'll leave it if it's clean and not, dangerous. I'll leave it in a place for a kid to find or something. Without my glasses, I can just tell this is generic superhero with a fucked up face, messed up face. I don't have a whole lot of good control over my own vocals. I say the curse words a lot, but I don't say the slur words. Well, most of the time I don't say the slur words. I don't say any slurs I know are slurs. I know that Republicans and dipshits are trying to bring the R slur back in. I disagree with it, but that's because I know people that are neurodivergent. Hey, Gelly92, and Zelena, and Sub-Zero Fox, and Sub-Zero Fox. How's everybody doing today? I'm just heading into work. I'll have to cut it when I get closer to work just because, very small southern town. And here are all the people that would have owned plantations once upon a time. I'm being mean just because they have massively huge houses and, well, if you walk down far enough into Cartersville, you'll find a homeless encampment. Lots of empty, useless space that they're just growing grass on. But who am I? I'm just a fry cook. Oh, terrible. How are y'all doing? Jelly92, I'm terrible at spelling. Pretty good at speaking, really good at reading, not very good at spelling. I was a child of Microsoft Word for free, and then they took it away, and I have not been the same ever since. Kind of feels like it's going to be that way when they take AI away from all these kids eventually. Oh, thanks. Like I said, I don't know how well this is going to go. I'm doing my best to get an actual channel together. I care about community, so I'm trying to build communities within it, the YouTube and Twitch and whatnot. I just also have a very foul mouth and a very short temper most of the time. But I try to be as good a person as I can be. I think everyone's trying their best. And honestly, it's a little hard to read the messages. I typically wear glasses, but I left my cleaning kit in a little case at the house. So I'm just sort of walking on to work. Don't worry, I'm farsighted, not nearsighted. Nearsighted. I can see stuff before it hits me, which is useful considering I live out in the section where these people can have McMansions, but we can't have a sidewalk. So I walk 4 miles across this kind of terrain. ignore the landmarks. It's not these people's fault that our community sucks, even though they probably pay for it to suck more. I don't know them. I've been walking past this place for almost a year now. I saw those people possibly once, said hi, and they acted like I was a crazy crackhead or something, and ran inside their home. So much for the ultra brave right, eh? Again, I'm not out here what is it the Brits would say? I'm not out here sporting for a fight or nothing. I'm a loudmouth at times. Aw, thank you, Jelly92 again. As I said, I'll be going live on Twitch, and I would love any support that can go that way. I do coloring pictures. I don't know. I say I'm good at speaking, and I know the English, but unfortunately, I don't know how to say coloring book without either sounding like a very small child or like a closet racist. I do coloring books. I have one called Catitude, which got me in trouble with YouTube, apparently. My 18 plus or adult content, check it out. It's a picture from Catitude and a picture of a couple of my cats. But outside of that, thanks for all the little hearts. I never realized that the creators could see that from the other side. I've been on YouTube for years, but I've never really done the creation side of things outside of like trying to walk with my dogs and stuff like that. When it comes to social media and technology, I tend to be, if I hit a wall, I wait patiently for the wall to go away. I don't try to skirt around it. I don't try to boost my content. If I get 100 or 200 subscribers, I might get a Patreon set up or something. But for the most part, there ain't a lot of good folks out here in the good fight. So fight the good fight where you can. And be kind to yourself, because it starts with y'all, you know? Now, I'm not saying be a narcissist. I've known plenty of narcissists. Sometimes you need to shit talk yourself a little bit. Just, balance things. It's not about what you do or don't do. It's about the balance of what you do or don't do. Also, I have incredibly long hair, but I just realized looking at a video of myself, you can't really tell. I work in a kitchen, so just for all you lovely people watching, all two of you, I do have long hair. I just can't typically keep it up. If I get enough subscribers, I might eventually do a reveal where I actually let it all down. Otherwise, be patient, wait till wintertime. I'll be walking with it down at some point. Okay, right now, if I don't shut the video off doing it, there we go. It's 6:25. I'll be into work on time. I got to be there at 8. But it's 6:25 and it's already 80 degrees. Again, yeah, it's typically it gets hot around Georgia around this time of the year. It does. I'm not denying that. But typically for this time of the year in the morning, it would be about 68, maybe 70 degrees. Right now, it's already 80 degrees. Can I do an effect for that? Oh no, that's just retouching. I don't know what retouching does. I better not touch myself on stream. Trying to be funny and trying to think of things to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. Lord knows. Look at your news feed. There's a lot going on right now. But I try to find a way to, when I talk about something, bring a better aspect to it or a different viewpoint to it, or if it is something just genuinely terrible, hey, this is terrible, but here's a possible solution. For what we're in right now, every American just come out and say, I support Iraq and Iran and all of the Middle East, and I don't know what the fuck our president's doing, but I can't stop him. Please stop him. I don't know what to do. For other things, do what you can around your community. Help out the people around you in need. If you see something, help them out. I would say if you see something, say something, but I think our government's pretty much taken that I care about the people mask off and put on the I am just openly fascist. So if you see something, maybe say something if it's super illegal and you know it's illegal. Maybe if you know, otherwise, if I see a parent at the market or I see anyone at the market stealing any amount of food, no, I didn't. I didn't see shit, friend. And that's what's crazy to me. I've seen people in my community, like at the Dollar General and whatnot, that, again, don't steal from places. I'm not gonna say, oh, go rob, be my Cockney group of thieves. No, I'm saying though, like, I saw a woman go into the Dollar General, pair of booty shorts on. I'm not judging her. It's just, it looked like she wore whatever the fuck she had on to wear at the time, that whatever was clean that she could put on. And she had just enough to buy like a little bit of formula and a couple blankets and something else, some bullshit shit. And she leaves the store all, thank you, and leaves. This douchebag comes up, hey, I think she stole stuff. I saw her go down the craft aisle. It was just, she had them kids with her. You know she had them kids with her. Them kids probably had their pockets loaded down with stuff. Like, okay, dude, if you saw something, why didn't you bring it up while she was there? Why you being a hero after the effect? You just being a dick. And furthermore, I don't care. It's a corporation. She's what appears to be a single parent, or at least a parent on edge. And yeah, a corporation can take a hit of, what, $20 max? Hell, tell you what, when they start paying their employees a living wage where folks like me ain't like hiking to get to work, then they can talk to me about, oh, but think about our sponsors. Think about the corporations, man. They are the real Americans here, aren't they? Those corporations, those HVAC installers, not atting no HVAC installers. I mean, you do what you do to make it. I'm saying that we need to pull a French without, inciting violence. Oh, thanks everybody. But we need to do it without inciting violence, but we also like, what the fuck are we supposed to do, The LA riots, the LA peaceful protests that nobody died at that wasn't a protester. Oh no, they're setting cars on fire. Okay, can you show me all the footage of that? Oh, so they set 6 cars on fire total amongst all of California? Yeah, bro, you realize when they rioted on Jan 6th and murdered a fucking police officer, they spent like a year in jail, and now they're out and about, and a couple of them are working in politics now? So, weep on someone else's shoulder over that shit? I mean, again, don't be violent. Don't do violence. Be smart. They want you to do violence so they can call the army out on us. But at the same time, you're going to come to me, they did violence. Bro, I played The Last of Us. I played The Resistance. I played Star Wars most games. Okay, where were the cop bodies hanging at? Where were the decapitated fucking super rich people at? Where were Oh, a couple cars got set on fire. That's not good. I mean, don't do that. But it's hardly anarchy in the streets. I'm in the streets, bro. I mean, I'm not in that life. I don't live on the streets. I live with my roommate and best friend. But I do this walk at least 3 times a week, sometimes more, sometimes less. If I can catch a ride with a coworker that's heading my way, I will. If I can't, well, now I'll hopefully be able to live stream to you good folks. So it's like that. I don't think I caught him quite yet, but that's a person who saw somebody walking down the road and swerved. Don't judge them. I'm not judging them. But they seem to have swerved intentionally off the road to try to peg me or try to maybe skirt out the road for funsies. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with the society we live in? I understand the boomers. Y'all had like World War II PTSD that you weren't working with at all, like even 1,000 yards from it. And you were like raised up on super violent cartoons and racism's funny. And I get that. I get that poisons the well. You could only go so far from where you started at. But come on, Gen Z. Come on, Gen X. What the fuck's going on here now? I mean, my generation, we saw 2,000 some odd Americans. Yeah, I'm bringing up 9/11. It's, I guess, something millennials do. But it's like, and we get pegged as the big, soft, squishy, come give me a hug, or the completely crazy generation. I guess I fall somewhere in between. Do not hug me, I will punch you. If you do not announce, can I have a hug? Yeah, you're going to get decked. That's just because I'm from the South, and let's just say if you let people down here hug you without giving a heads up, you might get stabbed. Especially if, can I adjust that properly? Especially if, you're part of the LGBTQ plus or you support them in any way, shape, or form. It's not good down here, folks, but there are good people. Oh, bye, Jelly. I hope you have a good day. I just noticed the messages. Like I said, y'all, I will be better at this as I practice more, but I super I super appreciate everyone in here early to support me. By the way, this is the road I'm walking down to give you a judgment of how safe it is. This is Cottersville to us who don't have vehicles to go everywhere. Do you feel safe? I sure do. That's about a 12-foot drop to a creek. Don't you feel like it's great that our taxpayer money's going to fund a war in the Middle East, but we still got children here starving, and we can't even put sidewalks in between our cities? To quote my mother, you can have a new war when you finish the war at home. Because, no, I'm not like, it's a class war, folks. It's a class war. I fell for it before, too. Just because you are like a good friend of my friend who works at a Dynaflux chemical company, whatever, and making a shit ton, you ain't no different from me, brother. We the same. Now, you run the company, we're kind of different. Hey, bud, have you ever gone a night without a dinner? Have you ever once in your entire life heard the words no? That it wasn't just temporary, it was a solid no. I'm just curious because I find that most CEOs have real trouble with that word. Like bosses and CEOs. I love that not any of my current bosses. I'm one of those cheeky bastards that I'm wearing a uniform, but it's not a uniform. I can tell what colors are, not with red or orange very well. That's why I'm super proud of those coloring book pages. See, I can do it. Coloring book pages with like the yellows and the orange. I can see yellow, and orange is sort of an off gray, and red is a darker gray. I think I'm colorblind, but again, I live in America. I haven't been to the doctor since I got my teeth replaced, and that was a dentist. He couldn't tell me shit about my eyes. Isn't capitalism great, y'all? Don't you just feel wonderful knowing that you can pay a shit ton of money to maybe live comfortably, or you can slave away to make sure everyone else gets to maybe live comfortably? Yeah, a lot of my stuff's going to be bitching about the place I live. Sorry, folks. It's not a warm, fuzzy stream like that. That's why I clicked on the not for children on this. I'm trying to control my swearing, and if you knew me, you know I'm doing pretty good about it. But it's just, again, this is the route I walk. I wish I had a tiny drone and they weren't so stupidly expensive. But this is the route I walk. And thankfully, now that I've seen that on the camera, I don't got to worry about this thing picking up nobody. Even though I will point out, Georgia's a single-party right-to-film state. Meaning, if I see somebody over there fishing, I can videotape them with me in the picture, and I don't have to tell them jack shit. I don't need their permission, but I try to avoid videotaping like crowds. One, because it's rude. Might be rude. Two, there could be kids in my group, And when it comes to kids, you got to protect them because AI is there and perverts exist. And I hate the human race sometimes. So I'm sorry to say it that way. I'm saying it in the jokingest way I can, but damn, we some fucked up apes, ain't we? Damn, we some fucked up apes. That's coming from a fry cook. Are you ready? That basically I was a towboater, and then I dropped into fry cookery. I tried retail. Retail was not for me. I am not good with people. The reason I can be a fry cook is because I don't deal with people. This is me dealing with people, and this is me at my best. A little sweaty, a little tired, but my best. And I'm doing my best, folks. Typically what I do is I'm behind the scenes. I cook your food. And I try to get there alive. Go slow, arrive alive, as they say. I wish I had a good way to I do. There's a button for this. Now I can stop looking as much like a crazy person. I knew there would be a button for something. I hope I'm coming through clear and all that. But yeah, this is the safer route. On that side of the road, and I can do it without getting old boy's house now. On that side of the road, it's very, very slanted, and then it leads to about a 4-foot drop into the road. Isn't up. Give us a minute to clear where the construction here is, and I'll let you see a picture of the river. I'm a little bit in a hurry because I got to get to work. Oh, and if anyone thinks there's a sidewalk, hello, not Jeff Satar and Crispy 812. Hit. Honestly, I might be willing to do that for some of our customers. You'd be surprised how hoity-toity some of these people's palates are. And you'd be surprised how many dead animals here. I'm actually putting a lot of effort into not filming them. But like I said, if you could see some of the people that I've been watching, that one just swerved to avoid me. For the record, if you can see where I'm at, you should not have to swerve to avoid me. If you stay between yellow and white, I'm good, you're good, everybody goes home happy. My problem is half these folks are probably drunk heading to church. Or morning drinking before heading to church. It's a glorious Sunday in the South. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Hello, HQM. And like I said, you know Southern. God bless indeed. But nah, it's a sad fact. It's the first thing to fall away are road departments and road crews and things like that, because our country relies on slave labor, that being the prisoners and the people that are waiting trial in jails, to do all of the work that they would have to pay a lot of money to get people to do. And surprisingly, hey, take this shovel and go out in 98-degree heat and scoop up dead animals that some rich fuck hit and didn't care about. Isn't high on that priority list when you're getting paid like pennies. If pennies. If you're getting paid at all, you might just be getting commissary, which means you're getting paid in ramen. I used to have to walk 5 miles to get to Athens from where I lived. I remember the humidity. Oh yeah, the humidity is friggin' wild. Like I said, it's hard to say, y'all. It really is, because one part, don't you love my neighbors? Fucking pavement princesses. And that's not hating on trucks. I do like an old-fashioned proper truck meant for work. If you got it jacked up like that and you ain't working in the woods, that's a pavement princess. Quit being a bitch. Sorry for coming at you that way, but honestly, they're killing kids. The pedestrian count is rising on pedestrians hit by automobiles. And it's because people drive shit they don't need to drive because they got teeny tiny penises. Or they think they have teeny tiny penises. Can y'all see the river all right? Because the road is rather dangerous to cross. I might be able to get you a better shot. But here's that one from yesterday in the short, where the forest ends and we can say humanity begins. I don't know how much of that humanity is. Because like I said, I'm torn. I would love to see the river from here. But on the walk home, if I have to walk home, those trees provide a float of shade. And they also, in the rain, they provide a great buffer. Whereas most of the roads around here look like this one. And if you're walking in the rain, you're basically wrapped up in your poncho tight as you can be. And you're just getting buffered by the wind in the road. Because again, Gen Z and Gen Alpha, I'm sorry, I don't know if Gen Alpha's driving or not. I've lost the plot when it comes to the children. But most of them just don't give a fuck. I mean, they don't. I genuinely think if they hit you, they'd go 5 points and laugh as they drove off. This comes from a person, not to drop a traumatic story on y'all, who was hit and left for dead. I made $70,000 that my crackhead uncle basically put into his veins while I was at work. But that's for another part of the trauma. Either way, I was walking home after getting off shift at Zaxby's, and I got winged by a truck. Managed to snatch the mirror off of it, which was good because when the highway patrol arrived, that was the only, otherwise the cop told me, well, we could try to find him, but it's a drunk driver, so unless we pick him up in the net. I was lucky. He left me a present, and I used that present to bury him with. Last I checked, he was going to court, but they weren't willing to give me a ride to court to go against him. And I'm not willing to walk that far to hang a man, you know what I mean? Not that he would have been hung. I'm sure it would have been like lost license, all sorts of other shit. And for the record, if you're watching this somehow, some way, no hard feelings. I mean, again, I hope you learned the lesson and you ain't gonna leave nobody for dead no more. That was pretty fucked up. But outside of that, I mean, y'all, when we have a car culture, and again, let me see if I can get this right, because I'm trying real hard not to catch a house right now that's a very nice house. But when you have a car culture and this is your sidewalk, what do you expect to happen? Of course, people are going to get hit. They put pedestrians way down at the bottom of the list of people they give a care about. I mean, y'all should see the state of my legs. If I can't show it on YouTube because YouTube would count it as violence. But people say, oh, you got meth head legs. Son, I don't do those kinds of drugs. I smoke weed on occasion, rare occasion nowadays. Don't know if y'all noticed that recession kind of hit all of us in our wallets, didn't it? Let's hope it don't become a depression, but it's not like America's ever going to admit it. My entire childhood was a depression. But for real, we went through a long period of nothing being on sale. Then we went through a very short period of ultra capitalism, followed by now we're about to invade the Middle East again to try do it again too, electric boogaloo. Maybe we can pump our stocks by killing another small culture. The only thing I'll say is that studying has given me a good perspective on how we got here, but with idiots at the helm, I got no idea how to get us out of it. I mean, they aren't, how do I put this properly? I'm not saying they're not human as in they're reptilians, they're aliens. No. They're not demons, aliens, reptilians, spirits, hooga boogas. They are human, like you and me. They bleed, they think, just not the same as us. In real talk, if you got any Trump supporters in your life that are still openly Trump supporters, yeah, no, at first I would say maybe they're just Republicans, maybe they're just dicks, but they're just, assholes with a heart of gold. No, if they're still Trump supporters at this point, they're fascists, friends. That's not even fucking around with you. They are fascists. They are capital F, proper happy about it, racist people. And I'm not telling you anything other than what you should already know from seeing the evidence set out before you. But on the staying positive side of it, we have seen historically what happens throughout the world, throughout time. They build it up. They do. Look. That was a cop. That one was. Honestly, I don't got beef with our cops here. Because again, if you listen to the nation, we're torn apart. We're setting fire to everything. War! But the facts of the matter, it's like we're neighbors. I cook for Trump supporters every fucking day. Do I like their political outlook? Absolutely not. Do I like them as people? Absolutely not. But their money spends, and as long as they don't start no shit where I work, we got to deal with it. That's part of being in a society. I'll try to educate and high road it where I can. It's just... like I said, history is on the side of the people. Oh, IDK88 Chud John M. Hello. Oh, look. People that support Trump are here. Hello, Trump supporting viewers. How's it feel being on the wrong side of history, you limp dick little shrimply pics? Huh? Like I said, I'm here in Georgia. Unlike you cowards, I put my real name out there. I put my real name, my real face. Everything about me is real, bitch. You want to say something, you want to do something, we right here. Otherwise, we on the internet, let's keep it cordial. Let's be nice to each other, because why not? That's actually a sign of masculinity. Being polite, being nice. As my grandmama would say, being a proper Southern gentleman, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Being a racist or a bigot, now there's something wrong with that. Okay, hi, Brax VR. How many viewers you got right now? We can get combative. I mean, hell, we can go back and forth. Why not? It's fun. A little bit of uneven ground. At least the construction site gives you a safe place to walk. I mean, the road crew don't, huh? What third? What third time? I missed the conversation there. Oh, you got a bunch of people, Baxter? That's good for you, little brother. Like I said, if we can keep it civil, that's great. Otherwise, who cares? We just two idiots talking online. The real measure of a person is what they think and do with themselves. Because I have dined with kings, and I have eaten with fools. Oh, did they? Because last I heard, he had a Tampax on his ear, and some dipshit camped out at one of his country clubs. So far, I ain't seen him actually do anything. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm being a little aggressive. Like I said, I'll admit I'm not one of those crazy Democrats say it didn't happen. I do think it happened, but I truthfully don't think that, let's just say it didn't happen like it happened to Obama. Let's just say it didn't happen like it happened to Kennedy. Or, hell, I'd even say to Clinton. Presidents always have attempts on their lives. It's just when they're highly politicized people, of course they're going to advertise it a lot more. I mean, how many attempts have there been made that they didn't broadcast? I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due. His handlers are real good. And they've got a really good cult around him. I mean, I'm surprised so many people are willing to follow an old man who's sundowning. Like, he's not going to die in the next 5 years just with time. That's why I wouldn't really be focusing on him. Not that you should focus on anyone in that way. But, like, watching cautiously, I'd be watching some of the ones around him right now. Not really him. Hell, give death time. Death will eventually get to him. How long did it take to get to the war criminal? What the fuck's his name? He was the other warmonger for the Middle East. And a lot of Asia, actually. Fuck's his name? See, that's the thing, is I try not to remember monsters' names. Also, if you're wondering what I'm doing, very carefully marching through the tall grass. Because that's the... Oh, I messed up the camera shot. I was going to swing it around when the car went by to let you see. I've actually got a tiny buffer. But now... Whee! Oh, but now I don't. Like I said, Georgia's a lovely place if you got enough money for it to be a lovely place. Same as Georgia's a bastion of pride and acceptance if you're in Atlanta or if you're a rich white person in the suburbs. Otherwise, it's not great. I mean, it's better than it was when I was a kid, but not much. Hey, give me a second, we'll flip it around. Who am I for? I'm for us. I'm for we the people, but I'm not a soft sit. And I'm not saying I'm not a soft citizen. I'm a man. No. I'm an American citizen. I'm an anarchist. And I fall Democratic most of the time because that's like our only fucking choice. Super racist or Democratic. Oh, or we can pick Jill Stein and she'll take all of our money and vanish again. Because has anyone heard from her at all? I'm sure we'll hear from her again here in about 3 to 7 years. Because I don't know how long Trump's going to hold on to life. But as long as he's holding on to life, he's going to try to hold on to his throne. Don't believe me? He's already been talking about it. Hello, combat nodes, and again, what about neither? I would love neither, but then how do we fix anything? Again, I'm a proper anarchist, but I'm not Anarchy 99, 90s movie style Molotov and blow shit up. No, we need roads, we need a government, but we need a government represented by the people. I want to see working day schmucks like me in there. Why do we have... Okay, give you an example. Why do we have a studio that makes a thing about a bunch of white and ethnically racial people that are a bunch of rich bitches? I mean, not that I don't care about Whoopi. I loved Whoopi in Star Trek. I don't give a fuck about what Whoopi thinks about the everyday American life because she doesn't see it. I liked Oprah when I was a kid. She put on the freak shows. But I don't like Oprah's opinion because fuck her. She's never lived, well, she has lived a hard life at times, but she hasn't lived a hard life in living memory. And that's the thing. We hero worship celebrities like they aren't doing it on the easiest okay, give you an example. How many of y'all watch gamers on here? I personally, if I'm streaming a video game, feel guilty if I'm not playing it on the hardest possible setting, because yeah, you're watching me get angry, but you're watching me do something. Yeah, I'm a video gamer. No, but seriously, you're watching me do something. How would you feel if I was a 30-something-year-old man, got on there and played Metal Gear Solid on the super easy novice setting? Come on, y'all, let's go play. I mean, maybe I'd get his channel if I'm super racist or I suck Trump off. But otherwise, you would get very bored very quickly because no shit, you're doing it. I could do it too for $20 if I got it on sale. Beating the game on the very hard difficulty or extreme though, now that is a challenge, whether you like video games or not. You'll admit it if you've ever tried it. I try it at least once a day, and I try to live stream when I do it, because if I'm going to suffer, might as well suffer together, right? Hopefully, I'm an avatar of your suffering, so to speak. Hopefully, you watching me sweat and do all this is making you feel a little bit better about whatever shit you going through. Because we all going through it, folks. Make no mistake. We all in this storm together. We just different boats. If you in a boat that has an air conditioning and an engine and an engine under it, your boat's a little nicer than my boat. But my boat gets to be just a little bit more moral than your boat. But then again, it's like, what good is that actually doing, you know? I hike because I enjoy hiking. Even if I had a vehicle, I might not be hiking during the summer anymore, but I would still take the spring and I would hike to work. Because why not? Aw, hey David, I'm happy everybody's doing okay. And sorry I've been ignoring the chat. Without my glasses, little white letters are a little bit hard to read. I will get better at this, y'all. I do promise you that. And I do genuinely care if you're here supporting the channel. If you're here supporting the channel and you're a Trump supporter, I'm a little confused, but hey, we'll work that out. I might not be a therapist, but why not? Let's co-therapy each other into oblivion. That seems to be the American way since, you know, no doctors for anybody. But yeah, y'all, we're almost there. I'm going to have to cut the stream soon, sadly. But like I said, just let's see if I can make it. But yeah, it's just like, all we can do is be there for each other. That's the best thing I can say, is build a community around you. And I'm already getting a police charge, so I'm about to lose my audio, I think. But I mean, be angry. Express your anger to those around you. But also keep it civil, because we are a civilization and a society. And again, if you're fighting your neighbors, all that's doing is entertaining the rich fucks that are paying to make sure you're in pain. Don't fight your neighbor. Fight the rich fucks. And by that, because we're on YouTube and people don't think too much, I mean non-violently. Be a dick. Make them wait a little bit longer. Where you can control, control. And where you can't, let it go for now. That's the thing about history, y'all. We're all making it through eventually. Just survive as best you can. That's why for a long time when YouTube was letting me do my video game content, I'd say endure and survive at the end. That's not just something I stole from The Last of Us. It's the truth. You want to know who writes history? The survivors. I mean, hell, Juneteenth just passed. I regret not making a proper video about it, but I also feel, you know, a little self-righteous trying to make a video about it, because I can support in the struggle, but it's not my struggle. Does that make sense? We only got each other in this, and I don't think that it should be a competition between the working schmucks. Either way, though, I'm getting a little too close for comfort to my work for y'all. So y'all have a good day. Be safe. Take care of those around you. And again, y'all, rebel where you can safely. And try to do it non-violently, because anything you do violently, there's a weird thing about it in the way the media is handling it. When a Trump supporter kills 6 people, well, were they a Trump supporter or were they just an unhinged? We don't know what they were. When a leftist burns a Waymo or whatever the self-driving car is, oh, it's a massive movement. They're organizing and burning the cars together. It's going across the states. So why is it when they punch someone in the face, it's considered okay? Or sorry, why is it when we punch someone in the face, it's considered an act of terrorism? But when they shoot 6 people, oh, that was just an unhinged person. That had nothing to do with the rest of the party, y'all. That's just that one. Sort of like how all the Protect the Children rings that are Republican run seem to have a lot of, y'all have a good day. Yay, failing to sign off.